You ever wondered why certain people try so hard to bring you down? But no matter what they do, you keep rising. Why do they attack your kindness, twist your words, and try to control you? It's because you have something they'll never have. The marks of God, and that makes you powerful in a way they fear. Narcissists thrive on control, but when they meet a chosen one, their games don't work. You stand strong when others break. You shine light where they spread darkness, and deep down they know they can't destroy you. Why? Because you've been set apart, guided, protected, and empowered by God. In this video, we're going to talk about the 5 marks of God imprinted on the chosen ones, the signs that prove you're different. These marks make you unstoppable and show why narcissists feel so threatened by your presence. Stay with me till the end, because every point will reveal something powerful about who you are and why you've been chosen. And hey, if you've ever felt alone in this journey, no, you're not. We're building a community of chosen ones right here, people who understand your struggles and your strength. So don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and show some love in the comments. Let's lift each other up. Get ready, because once you see these 5 marks, you'll never doubt your power again. Let's dive in. There's something truly powerful about having unshakable faith. When you trust God deeply, it gives you a kind of strength that not everyone understands. And that's exactly what drives narcissists crazy. You see, narcissists love control. They want to shape how you think, how you feel, and how you see yourself. But when your faith is strong, their tricks stop working. Your belief in God becomes like a shield around you. When they try to fill your mind with doubt, you stay calm because you know God's truth. When they try to make you feel worthless, you remember that you are loved, chosen, and created with a purpose. This confidence shakes them to their core because they can't break someone who stands firm in their faith. Here's the part that really gets to them. They thrive on fear and insecurity. They want you to depend on their approval. But when you trust God, you don't need their validation. You know your worth doesn't come from people when it comes from the one who made you, and that makes you immune to their manipulation. Imagine a storm trying to knock down a tree. A tree with weak roots falls easily, but a tree with deep, strong roots stays standing no matter how fierce the wind gets. Your faith is those deep roots. No matter how much the narcissist tries to shake you with their words and actions, you stay grounded. You remain steady, peaceful, and strong. And that's what frustrates them the most. They realize they have no power over you. Your faith gives you clarity. You can see through their lies and manipulation. You recognize when they're trying to twist the truth or play games, and you refuse to fall for it. In the end, your connection with God becomes your greatest weapon. It keeps you strong, wise, and free. And when a narcissist sees that they can't control you, they start to lose their grip. That's the power of unshakable faith. And it's one of the greatest marks of a chosen one. One of the greatest gifts God gives to chosen ones is the power of discernment, the ability to see things as they truly are. While others might get fooled by sweet words and false promises, you have a sharp sense of what's real and what's fake. This is exactly why narcissists can't stand you, because you see right through them. Narcissists wear masks. They pretend to be kind, caring, and confident, but behind that mask lies insecurity, jealousy, and a hunger for control. Most people fall for their charm, but not you. You notice the small things, the way their words don't match their actions, the way their kindness feels calculated, the way they twist stories to make themselves look better. Your spirit senses something is off, even when everything seems perfect on the surface. It's like having a built-in lie detector. You don't always know why, but you feel when someone isn't being honest. That's discernment, a spiritual gift that protects you from being deceived. And this power makes you dangerous to a narcissist. They thrive on deception and manipulation, but they can't fool someone who sees through their tricks. Here's where it gets even more powerful. Your discernment doesn't just expose lies, it reveals truth. You can tell when someone's intentions are genuine and when they're pretending. You pick up on energy, on small changes in behavior, and on the real meaning behind words. While others might get caught in their web of confusion, you stay clear-headed and wise. This ability makes narcissists uncomfortable. They know they can't control you because you won't fall for their stories. And when you call them out, even without words, they feel exposed. Your presence alone becomes a mirror reflecting the truth they try so hard to hide. That's the power of discernment. It keeps you safe, strong, and one step ahead. And it's one more sign that you're a chosen one. There's something about you that narcissists can't stand. And it's not because you've done anything wrong. It's because of the light you carry. When you walk into a room, your presence brings warmth, truth, and clarity. And for someone living in darkness, that light feels like a threat. Narcissists spend their lives hiding who they really are. They cover their insecurity with arrogance, their fear with control, and their emptiness with fake confidence. But when you show up, their mask starts to slip. Not because you call them out directly, but because your very presence exposes the truth. Think of it like this: when you shine a light into a dark room, everything hidden in the shadows becomes visible. In the same way, your kindness, honesty, and strength make their lies, jealousy, and manipulation stand out. They can't hide when you're around, but in dada, and that terrifies them. What's even more powerful is that you don't even have to do anything. Your peace makes their chaos obvious. Your confidence reveals their insecurity. Your love highlights their selfishness. Without speaking a word, you show the difference between light and darkness, and they resent you for it. But here's the thing: their fear of your light isn't really about you. It's about what your light forces them to face, their own brokenness. And instead of choosing to heal, they lash out. They criticize you, twist your words, and try to dim your glow. But no matter how hard they try, they can't put out a light that comes from God. So when you notice someone getting uncomfortable around you for no reason, remember this: it's not your fault. It's your divine presence exposing what they've worked so hard to hide. And that's just more proof that you're a chosen one. There's something about you that narcissists just can't break: your unbreakable spirit. No matter how much they criticize you, twist your words, or try to bring you down, you keep standing. And that's what frustrates them the most. They attack your confidence, question your reality, and try to make you doubt yourself. But somehow, you rise every time. This strength doesn't come from the world. It's something divine, placed inside you by God. It's the kind of strength that grows through every storm, the kind of resilience that only gets stronger with every attack. Narcissists can sense this power in you, and that's why they target you. They see that you're not easily controlled, and it threatens them. Gaslighting is one of their favorite tools. They want you to question your own reality, to wonder if you're overreacting, being too sensitive, or imagining things. But deep down, you always know the truth. Even when they try to twist facts and confuse you, your spirit stays anchored. You may feel shaken for a moment, but you never fall. Criticism is another weapon they use. They attack your appearance, your choices, your beliefs, anything that makes you doubt your worth. But every insult they throw at you bounces off because you know your value doesn't come from their opinions. Your worth comes from God's purpose for your life, and no one can take that away from you. And then there's the abuse, sometimes emotional, sometimes verbal, and sometimes even physical. They want to see you break, to watch you crumble so they can feel powerful, but you don't give them that satisfaction. Even when you're hurting, your spirit stays strong. You may cry, you may get tired, but you never lose hope. Here's the truth. Your strength isn't just in your ability to endure, it's in your ability to heal and grow. Every time they try to destroy you, you come back wiser and more resilient. Every attempt to break you only shapes you into someone even more powerful. And that's why they fear you. An unbreakable spirit like yours shines too brightly for their darkness. It stands too firm for their manipulation. It reflects everything they wish they could be, but aren't willing to become. And instead of being inspired by your strength, they try to destroy it. But they can't. Because this strength isn't something they gave you, and it's not something they can take away. So when you feel their attacks, remember this: their anger isn't proof of your weakness, it's proof of your power. You are unbreakable, and no amount of gaslighting, criticism, or abuse can crush the spirit God placed inside you. There's something about you that makes narcissists deeply uncomfortable, and it's not because of what you say or do. It's because of the aura of divine authority you carry. This isn't arrogance or pride. It's a quiet, unshakable confidence that comes from knowing who you are and whose you are. And that's exactly what makes them feel powerless and threatened. Narcissists thrive on control. They need to feel superior, to dominate conversations, and to manipulate situations so they always come out on top. But when they meet someone who can't be intimidated, their whole strategy falls apart. Your presence alone challenges their sense of power. It's not about loudness or aggression. Your authority comes from a deeper place. It's in the way you carry yourself, the way you speak with purpose, and the way you stand firm in your beliefs. You don't need to prove your worth because you already know it. And when you walk with that kind of confidence, it disarms their tactics. They try to belittle you, but their words don't shake you. They try to manipulate you, but you see through their games. They try to control you, but your spirit remains free and untouchable. This frustrates them because they're used to people bending to their will. But you stand your ground. What's even more powerful is that your authority doesn't come from ego. It comes from God's purpose for your life. It's the quiet strength of someone who knows they're guided, protected, and loved. And that's a power no narcissist can compete with. When they lash out, criticize, or try to break you down, it's because your light exposes their weakness. They see in you everything they wish they could be: strong, secure, and connected to something greater. But instead of learning from you, they try to destroy what they can't control. But here's the truth: their fear of your authority is just more proof of your power. You don't have to lower yourself to their level. Just keep walking in your purpose and let your divine confidence speak for itself. Your compassion is one of your greatest strengths, but narcissists will always try to make you see it as a weakness. They mock your kindness, take advantage of your empathy, and mistake your forgiveness for naivety. But what they don't understand is this: your compassion is not a flaw. It's a reflection of God's love, and it's a weapon they can't comprehend. In a world where so many people harden their hearts, your ability to care deeply sets you apart. You love without conditions, you help without expecting anything in return, and you forgive even when it hurts. That kind of compassion takes true strength. It's easy to be cold and selfish, but it takes courage to keep your heart open. Narcissists see this and think they've found an easy target. They believe your kindness means you can be manipulated, controlled, and used. They push your boundaries, test your patience, and drain your energy, all because they think your compassion makes you weak. But they couldn't be more wrong. Your compassion isn't rooted in fear or neediness. It's rooted in divine love. It's the kind of love that forgives without forgetting, that sees through the pain and still chooses grace. This love gives you wisdom, not weakness. You're not blind to their games. You see them clearly. You just choose not to become like them. And that's what makes your compassion so powerful. While they rely on manipulation and control, you operate from love and truth. While they spread fear and chaos, you bring peace and healing. And no matter how much they try to destroy your spirit, your compassion always shines through. They call it weakness because they fear its strength, but you know the truth. Your kindness is your greatest weapon. It's a light they can't dim and a force they'll never understand. Walking away isn't easy, especially when you've invested your heart, your time, and your love into someone, even when that person has hurt you over and over again. But if there's one thing that sets a chosen one apart, it's the courage to walk away. This isn't just an act of self-preservation, and it's an act of divine strength. And it's the one thing that completely shatters a narcissist's control. Narcissists thrive on power. They manipulate, gaslight, and twist reality to keep you doubting yourself. They use your compassion against you, making you feel guilty for standing up for yourself. They wear you down with criticism and chaos until you're exhausted and broken. And through it all, they believe you'll stay, because that's what they rely on. But then something happens. A quiet shift, a wake-up call. And suddenly you see them for who they really are. The charm fades, the excuses fall flat, and the love you hoped for is nowhere to be found. And in that moment, you realize the most powerful thing you can do is walk away. This is where your strength becomes undeniable. Walking away isn't a sign of weakness. It's a declaration of self-worth. It takes incredible courage to let go of someone you care about, even when you know they're toxic. It takes faith to step into the unknown, trusting that God has something better waiting for you. And when you finally make that move, the narcissist's world starts to crumble. Why? Because their control depends on your attachment. As long as you're emotionally invested, they can pull your strings. But when you detach, when you take back your power, their manipulation stops working. They can insult you, guilt-trip you, or beg you to stay. But it doesn't affect you anymore. This drives them crazy because they're losing control. Your courage exposes their weakness. Your strength reveals their desperation. And the more you stand firm, the more they realize they can't break you. But walking away isn't just about leaving the relationship. It's about choosing peace over chaos. It's about creating space for healing, for growth, for the life you deserve. It's about setting boundaries and refusing to let anyone dim your light. And here's the most powerful part. When you walk away, you inspire others. People see your courage, your strength, and your dignity, and they start to find their own. You become a beacon of hope for anyone stuck in toxic cycles, proving that it's possible to choose freedom over fear. So if you're standing at that crossroads, wondering whether to stay or go, trust your spirit. Walking away doesn't mean you didn't love them. It doesn't mean you didn't try. It means you finally love yourself enough to stop settling for less. And when you take that step, know this: you're not walking away alone. God is with you, guiding your path and preparing something greater than you can imagine. Your courage to detach from toxicity doesn't just end the narcissist's control. It sets you free. When you live a purpose-driven life, it changes everything. You're not just going through the motions. You're following a calling, a higher mission that gives your life meaning, direction, and strength. And that's exactly why narcissists can't stand you. See, narcissists live in a world of chaos and control. Their power comes from keeping people distracted, confused, and emotionally drained. They stir up drama, create conflict, and manipulate situations, all to keep the attention on themselves. But when you're focused on your higher calling, their tricks stop working. You have bigger things to do. You're driven by faith, purpose, and the vision God placed in your heart. While they're trying to pull you into petty arguments and mind games, you're focused on building, creating, and growing. And that frustrates them because they can't control your attention. What really makes them angry, though, is your inner peace. People who live with purpose don't need constant validation. You don't crave approval because you're aligned with something greater than human opinion. You know who you are and what you're here to do. And that makes you unshakable. When they try to provoke you, you stay calm. When they spread lies, you don't rush to defend yourself, because you know the truth always rises. When they try to drag you into their storm, you walk away in peace, and that's a power they can't match. But your purpose-driven life does more than just protect you. It exposes them. Your focus, joy, and progress highlight their emptiness. While you're moving forward, they're stuck in the same toxic patterns, and deep down they know they can't keep up. That's why they try so hard to distract and derail you. They'll criticize your dreams, belittle your goals, and create drama just to steal your energy. But the more you stay focused, the more their power fades. So keep building. Keep growing. Stay focused on your mission. Because your purpose-driven life isn't just your strength, it's their biggest fear. When you're a chosen one, you carry a protection that can't be seen but can always be felt. It's a spiritual shield, a divine energy that guards your heart, mind, and soul. And this is exactly why narcissists struggle to break you. No matter how hard they try, their manipulation, lies, and emotional warfare just don't stick the way they expect. This protection doesn't mean you won't face attacks. Narcissists will still try to gaslight, criticize, and control you. But there's a difference. Their words may sting, their actions may hurt, but they won't destroy you. Why? Because your spirit is anchored in something greater than their chaos. When you walk in faith, your strength doesn't come from people. It comes from God. And that's a power no narcissist can compete with. Their tactics are designed to create confusion and fear, but you move with clarity and peace. They want to shake your self-worth, but your identity is rooted in something eternal. This spiritual protection also gives you discernment. You start seeing through their lies and manipulation. The things that once confused you become crystal clear. You recognize their patterns, their tricks, and their toxic behavior. And that awareness makes you untouchable. But what drives them crazy the most? It's the fact that you don't react the way they want you to. When they attack, you stay calm. When they spread rumors, you remain focused. Their attempts to control you only reveal their own weakness, because your peace is a power they can't break. This divine shield isn't just protection. It's a reflection of your purpose. It shows that you're walking a path guided by light, truth, and faith. And the more you stay aligned with that energy, the less their darkness can touch you. There's something about you that sets you apart. A quiet strength, a deep sense of right and wrong that never wavers. This is your unyielding integrity, and it's one of the most powerful marks of a chosen one. It's also the very thing that drives narcissists crazy. Narcissists thrive in a world of lies, manipulation, and deception. They twist the truth to fit their narrative and break people down through confusion and control. But when they meet someone like you, someone who refuses to compromise their values, they hit a wall they can't break through. Your integrity makes you immune to their corruption. You don't play their games. You don't engage in their drama. When they try to provoke you with gossip, lies, or emotional warfare, you respond with calmness and truth. And that's a power they can't handle. What scares them the most is that your integrity exposes their lack of it. Your honesty reveals their lies. Your kindness highlights their cruelty. Your strength shows their weakness. Just by being true to who you are, you shine a light on everything they're trying to hide. But integrity isn't just about telling the truth. It's about living it. You stand firm in your beliefs, even when it's unpopular. You choose the right path, even when it's the hardest one. And no amount of gaslighting, criticism, or manipulation can shake your foundation. That's why they fear and resent you. They know they can't control someone they can't corrupt. They know they can't manipulate someone who stands in truth. And no matter how hard they try, your integrity remains a shield they can't penetrate. In a world full of chaos, your unyielding integrity makes you a force of light and strength. And that's why you'll always be a threat they can't defeat. When you're a chosen one, you don't just see the world, you see through it. You notice the things others overlook. You pick up on energy, unspoken words, and hidden intentions. And this deep wisdom is exactly why narcissists can't control you. Narcissists survive by playing mind games. They twist reality, rewrite history, and use manipulation to make you question your own judgment. But their tricks only work on people who don't see them coming, and that's why they struggle with you. You see right through their mask. This wisdom isn't just about intelligence, it's about insight and discernment. You've been through enough pain and growth to understand human nature. You recognize patterns. You notice the small shifts in behavior, the subtle red flags, the words that don't quite match the actions. And once you see the truth, you can't unsee it. That's where your power lies. Narcissists depend on confusion to maintain control. They thrive on gaslighting and manipulation. But you stay grounded in clarity. When they try to rewrite events, you remember exactly what happened. When they shift blame, you hold them accountable. And when they try to provoke you, you stay calm and centered. What frustrates them most is that you don't react the way they expect. When they push your buttons, you don't explode. When they try to guilt trip you, you don't fold. Instead, you step back, observe, and respond with wisdom and patience. And that makes them feel powerless. But your wisdom does more than just protect you, it exposes them. The more you stay calm and focused, the more their manipulations fall apart. Their lies become obvious, their tactics become predictable, and the people around you start to see the truth too. This wisdom also gives you the strength to walk away when necessary. You understand that you can't fix or save them. You know when a situation is beyond repair, and you have the courage to choose peace over chaos. And that's a choice they can't stand. The truth is, your wisdom makes you untouchable. No matter how hard they try to control or break you, you stay one step ahead. And in the end, it's not just your insight that defeats them. It's your refusal to play their game. When you're a chosen one, there's a calmness within you that can't be shaken. It's not just a temporary feeling. It's a deep, rooted peace that stays with you even when life gets tough. This inner peace is your greatest weapon against the chaos narcissists try to bring into your life. Narcissists thrive on emotional reactions. They push your buttons, provoke you, and create drama just to feel powerful. They want to see you angry, confused, or afraid because your reaction feeds their ego. But when you stay calm, when you refuse to engage in their games, it leaves them powerless. But this calmness isn't weakness, it's strength. It takes incredible self-control and wisdom to remain peaceful when someone is trying to drag you into conflict. Your ability to stay composed shows that their words and actions don't define you. It shows that their attempts to hurt you can't break you. And that's what drives them crazy. When you don't react the way they expect, they become frustrated and confused. They expect you to defend yourself, to explain, to fight back. But instead, you respond with grace and patience. Your peace becomes a mirror reflecting their own insecurity and instability. The calmer you stay, the more their true nature is exposed. But where does this unshakable peace come from? It comes from knowing who you are. It comes from being rooted in your faith and purpose. You don't need validation from others because you're already secure in your worth. You don't fear their judgment because you're guided by a higher truth. This peace also gives you clarity and power. When you're not clouded by anger or fear, you can see situations for what they truly are. You make decisions from a place of wisdom, not emotion, and that makes it nearly impossible for a narcissist to manipulate or control you. Your inner peace is a shield. It protects you from their attacks, keeping you centered and focused. It helps you stay true to your values, even when they try to provoke doubt or guilt. And most importantly, it reminds you that their behavior isn't a reflection of you. It's a reflection of their own brokenness. In the end, your calmness isn't just a defense. It's a victory. By staying at peace, you take away their ability to influence your emotions. You show them that their chaos has no place in your life. And that's a power they can never take away. There's something about you that stands out. It's not just your kindness or your strength. It's the glow of favor that surrounds you. This glow comes from your deep connection with God and your commitment to walking in truth, love, and purpose. And while many people are drawn to your light, narcissists can't stand it. Why? Because your life's abundance becomes a mirror to their emptiness. Narcissists live in a constant state of lack. No matter how much attention, power, or control they gain, it's never enough. They're driven by insecurity, always trying to fill a bottomless void inside them. And when they see you, someone who is content and blessed, it triggers their deepest envy. Your blessings aren't just material. It's the peace you carry, the joy that radiates from you, the love you give without fear. It's the wisdom and favor that follow you, even when times are hard. You may face struggles, but you never stay defeated. You rise up, stronger and wiser, and good things continue to flow your way. This is why they resent you. They see the grace on your life, and it reminds them of everything they lack inside. Your confidence exposes their insecurity. Your compassion reveals their selfishness. Your success highlights their failure. It's not your fault, but your glow shines too bright for them to ignore. But here's the truth. Your favor is divine. It's not something they can take away or destroy. It comes from your faith, your integrity, and your obedience to your purpose. You attract blessings because you stay aligned with your higher calling, and no amount of their jealousy can block what God has for you. So when their resentment shows, when they try to dim your light or tear you down, remember this: their reaction is not your problem. Keep glowing, keep thriving, because your life's abundance is proof of your favor, and that's something they'll never be able to take away. There's something powerful about a soul that refuses to stay broken. When you're a chosen one, you carry a strength that's hard to explain, a resilience that rises even from the deepest betrayals. It's a gift from God, a mark of divine favor that keeps you going when others would give up. And this strength? It drives narcissists crazy. Narcissists thrive on control and destruction. They don't just want to hurt you, they want to see you stay down. When they betray you, their goal is to shatter your spirit, to leave you so broken that you lose your sense of self. They expect their lies, manipulation, and backstabbing to destroy your hope. But when you rise again, stronger and wiser, it leaves them baffled and enraged. Your resilience exposes their failure. Every time you get back up, you prove that their tactics didn't work. Their betrayal didn't break you, it refined you. Instead of falling apart, you become more focused, more determined, and more aligned with your purpose. This is something they can't understand because narcissists are fragile inside. They crumble at even the slightest hint of rejection or failure. So seeing you thrive despite the pain they caused reminds them of their own weakness. But where does this resilience come from? It comes from your deep connection with God and your unshakable faith. You know that every setback is a setup for a comeback. You understand that even betrayal has a purpose, to teach you, to strengthen you, and to prepare you for greater things. You don't stay stuck in bitterness or pain because you know there's more ahead. You trust the process even when it hurts. This ability to heal and keep moving forward makes you unstoppable. It gives you a grace and strength that narcissists can't break, no matter how hard they try. They throw their worst at you, lies, deceit, rejection, and you still stand, you still shine, you still walk with purpose and confidence, and that's why they hate you. But your resilience does more than just infuriate your enemies. It inspires others. People see your ability to rise after every fall and find hope in your journey. You become a living testimony of how faith, strength, and determination can overcome even the deepest betrayals. Your story reminds others that they too can survive and thrive. So when betrayal comes, and it will, remember this: every fall is temporary, every setback is a chance to rise higher, and every time you get back up, you become a beacon of light that no darkness can extinguish. Let your resilience shine. Let it be the proof of your unbreakable spirit and the favor of God on your life. Because in the end, your ability to keep rising is what makes you truly unstoppable. And that's something no narcissist can ever take away. When you walk in truth and authenticity, something remarkable happens. You become a mirror. Not the kind that flatters or distorts, but one that shows people their true reflection. And for a narcissist, that reflection is terrifying. Narcissists spend their lives building a mask, one of power, confidence, and perfection. They craft an image that hides their insecurity, fear, and brokenness. But when they come across someone genuine and whole, a chosen one, their mask begins to crack. Your authenticity is like a light that exposes darkness. You don't have to say anything, just your presence, honesty, and self-awareness are enough to make them uncomfortable. You reflect everything they try to avoid: vulnerability, empathy, and truth. And they can't stand it. When you show kindness without agenda, it reveals their selfishness. When you stand in truth, it highlights their deception. When you carry peace, it magnifies their inner chaos. You become a constant reminder of everything they lack and everything they pretend to be. But instead of looking inward and confronting their wounds, narcissists choose to lash out. They project their insecurities onto you, calling you weak, naive, or too sensitive. They try to tear you down, not because there's something wrong with you, but because your light shines too brightly on their shadows. This is why your presence triggers them. You force them to face the truth they've been running from. And while that may cause them to resent and attack you, it's also a sign of your power and purpose. So never dim your light to make others comfortable. Stay authentic, even when it makes people uncomfortable. Because your truth is a mirror they need to see, whether they admit it or not. When you live in truth and authenticity, you become something rare, a mirror that reflects reality. And for narcissists, that reality is too painful to face. Your very presence becomes a threat because it exposes everything they work so hard to bury. Narcissists build their lives around a false image, one of power, confidence, and perfection. But underneath that mask lies deep insecurity, fear, and shame. They spend their days running from this inner emptiness, hiding behind arrogance, manipulation, and control. Then you come along, someone who is honest, real and self-aware, and suddenly the illusion starts to crack. It's not because you're trying to expose them, you're just being yourself, but your authenticity acts as a mirror, reflecting the truth they desperately avoid. Your kindness shows their selfishness, your empathy reveals their coldness, your strength highlights their weakness, and your peace magnifies their inner turmoil. This reflection is unbearable for them. Instead of facing their flaws, they project their pain onto you. They call you weak because you're compassionate. They accuse you of being dramatic when you express your feelings. They mock your goodness because it reminds them of their own lack of integrity. But here's the thing, their attacks are not about you. They're about their inability to handle the truth. Your light shines too brightly on their darkness, and instead of healing, they choose to fight the mirror. And that's why narcissists often try to break you down. They believe if they can dim your light, they won't have to face their own shadows. But your strength lies in your ability to stay true to yourself. Every time you stand firm in your values and refuse to shrink, you become a beacon of truth. So don't take their hatred personally. Understand that your authenticity is powerful. It's a reflection of everything they wish they could be and everything they're too afraid to face. And in the end, that's why they fear you. There's something undeniably powerful about a comeback. But when you're a chosen one, your comeback isn't just powerful. It's divinely orchestrated. Every time life knocks you down, you rise again, stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever. And when you do, the timing is so perfect that it leaves everyone, even your enemies, completely speechless. But let's be clear, your setbacks weren't easy. You've been through pain, betrayal, and loss. You've been underestimated, mistreated, and pushed to the edge. Narcissists, in particular, have tried to tear you down, convinced that once you fell, you'd never get back up. They saw your struggles and celebrated your failures, thinking they had finally broken you. But what they didn't understand is this. Your story isn't written by them. It's written by God. And God's timing is always perfect. When you were in the shadows, when you were healing and growing, it may have looked like you were losing, but in reality, you were being prepared for something greater. Every setback was a lesson, every loss a redirection, and every heartbreak a refinement of your spirit. So when your comeback finally happens, it's not just a return, it's a rebirth. You emerge stronger, clearer, and more aligned with your purpose than ever before. And the timing? It's so precise that it feels like the universe itself made way for you. Opportunities open, doors that were once closed swing wide, and people who doubted you are left in stunned silence. Narcissists can't stand this. They thrive on control, and your ability to rise outside their influence terrifies them. They wanted your downfall to be final, but your comeback proves that their power over you was an illusion all along. What makes your return even more remarkable is the grace with which you rise. You don't come back bitter or vengeful. You come back focused and unstoppable, driven by a higher calling. Your success becomes a living testimony to the strength of faith, patience, and perseverance. And here's the truth, your comeback isn't just for you. It's a message to the world, a reminder that divine timing never fails, that no matter how many times you're knocked down, when you walk with purpose and trust in God, your rise is inevitable. So when they see you standing tall again, thriving in ways they never imagined, their silence will say it all. Because your comeback, it was always destined to happen. And it's only the beginning. There's something extraordinary about the way you rise after every fall. It's not just resilience, it's something deeper, something divine. When you're a chosen one, your setbacks aren't just obstacles, they're preparation. And when you finally make your comeback, the timing is so perfect, so aligned with God's plan, that it leaves everyone Even those who doubted and betrayed you, completely speechless. Let's not sugarcoat it. The pain was real. You've been through dark seasons. You faced betrayal, heartbreak, and failure. Narcissists, in particular, have tried to break you down, convinced that once you fell, you'd never rise again. They underestimated you. They celebrated your struggles, thinking they had defeated you. But they didn't realize one thing: you are guided by divine hands. While they were busy trying to tear you apart, you were being rebuilt in the shadows. Every setback was a lesson in strength and patience. Every closed door taught you faith. Every heartbreak pushed you closer to your higher calling. You weren't just healing, you were being transformed. That's why when you finally rise, it's not just a comeback, it's a rebirth. You don't return as the person they tried to break. You come back stronger, wiser, and more powerful. And the timing? It's so perfect that it feels like the universe itself made way for you. The opportunities you once prayed for start falling into place. The right people enter your life. The things you lost are replaced with better blessings. And those who once doubted you? They watch in silent shock, unable to comprehend how you've risen from the ashes. Narcissists hate this. They thrive on control, and your ability to rise beyond their influence terrifies them. They wanted your fall to be final, but your comeback proves that their power over you was never real. What makes your return even more remarkable is the grace with which you rise. You don't come back bitter or vengeful. You come back focused and unstoppable, driven by a higher purpose. Your success becomes a living testimony to faith and perseverance. And here's the truth: your comeback isn't just for you. It's a message to the world, a reminder that divine timing is undefeated. When you trust in God's plan, your rise is inevitable. So when they see you standing tall again, thriving in ways they never imagined, their silence will say it all.